Good morning, Malaysia. 15 minutes past 11. Otto here coming to you live from Angkasa, Puri, Kuala Lumpur. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It's the 10th of April and it's the interview feature of the day, which is face-to-face. And I have two special guests in the studio. We're talking about the Putra Heights and we have the volunteers in the studio right now. But before that, if you want to join the conversation or see us live, we are currently live on Facebook and also, TikTok at TRAXXfm, OFFICIAL. Head over there, join the conversation and we'll get through it. So today we have two guests, Koon, Rover Scout, Rover Crew C, Petaling Perdana District, and also Honora Tegan, right? Rover Scout, Rover Crew C, Petaling Perdana District as well. So thank you very much for joining in the studio today. Thank you so much for coming. So without further ado, I would just like to ask firstly, Honora, right?
Yes.
What is the role that you do in Rover Scouts? What are your main responsibilities?
So as Rover Scouts, we are actually volunteers. We do a lot of volunteering work, and it's mostly community service. So in our crew, we try our best to be there for people when they are in need of help. So that is our role.
Wow. And I heard off air, we were talking as well off air. Koon, you were, when it happened, you were there. Exactly. So how did you feel when it happened?
Yeah, so actually I'm staying nearby. I'm staying in Putra Heights as well. So when it happened around 8:15, we can feel the vibration, even staying up to 2 kilometers away from the incident. And right out from my bedroom window, I can see large flames just going up in the sky, and it shook
Wow.
me. So I was wondering what was happening at that time.
I mean, when you felt it, was it like a big explosion that you felt that, oh, this is like a, what do you call this, earthquake or...
Yeah, in fact, my parents was wondering is this an earthquake? Because we can feel even our glass doors were vibrating, the windows were vibrating.
Wow, for a split second though.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So when this news explosion and also the fire broke out, what was your first reaction?
So as myself as a Rover Scout, what I felt is at that time is how could I help in this situation, and also was wondering how severe is this incident. So that was all my first thoughts when this thing happened.
And that's very good. How about you, Honora?
So my immediate reaction when the news first broke out was that I was in complete shock, because this was the first time that something happened within such a close proximity of where we live and where we do our activities. So our first reaction as rovers, we always try to ask ourselves how we can help the people in need. So yeah,
No.
that was what we wanted to respond to the situation and provide some help to the victims.
Well, thank you for doing what you're doing and your first response towards that. And when you were assigned by your heads to go to the disaster site, what were your early preparations? Let's start with Honora.
Okay, I'll go first. So actually, two of our crew members, including Koon over here, they actually went to access the
situation at the relief center.
At the relief center, so we could get an idea of what is needed to help and how we could help, because we couldn't just go there blindly, not knowing anything. So that was our first step.
Yeah, even for myself, what I did was also I got some information from the Adun itself. So the Adun from the area also created a WhatsApp group for anyone who would like to volunteer in this incident. So from there, they also are constantly posting up updates and what assistance is needed from the public and also from us as a Rover Scouts.
And then I noticed that you did mention that how many people are involved during the first day or second day that you realized in your scout?
So for us, we went to help across a few days. So for the first day, there was around 8 crew members or so. But in total of the whole duration, we had a total of 26 crew members rotating throughout different ships.
Wow. So you were allowed to actually go on site and assess the situation and then come back and report to your head and realize, okay, these are the things that we need to do before even doing anything else, right? So you planned out everything before you even start.
Yes, correct.
I see. All right, we're talking to Koon, the Rover Scout, Rover Crew C of Petaling Perdana District, and also Honora Tegan. And we have two special guests here talking about the Putra Heights volunteers. And of course, we're going to come back in just a short bit. But if you have any questions for our guests here today and you'd like to join the conversation or probably just praise them as well, you can do so on our Facebook Live right now at TRAXXfm OFFICIAL. We have Christina Chin says, Happy Thursday. Good morning, Otto, Chai Kun Ho, and also Honora, Tegan Ong. Thank you so much for that. So, yeah, head over there. Not cast your vote, but tell us what is it you want to ask our guests here today and also on our TikTok Live. So we'll catch you in just a bit. Going to take a short break for now. Bruno Mars, Count on Me right here on Tracks. Bruno Mars, Count on Me, 23 minutes past 11. Good morning, Malaysia. Otto here live from Angkasa Puri, Kuala Lumpur. And it's face-to-face, an interview feature of the day. We're talking about Putra Heights volunteers. And as it is, we have two guests in the studio. Chai Kun Ho, a Rover Scout, Rover Crew C, Petaling Perdana District. And also Honora Tegan Ong, Rover Scout, Rover Crew C, Petaling Perdana District. Thank you once again for coming to the studio and also doing what you're doing. All right, so Kun Ho, compared to your other assignments, right, how would you describe the magnitude of the Putra Heights disaster?
So one of my other previous assignment was helping out in the 2021 stream with the flooding. So back then I was also involved in assisting in the relief center in USJ 23. But as compared to the previous assignment, I felt that this time, even though the number of victims affected is much lesser as compared to 2021, but I feel that the magnitude of this incident is much more severe, and it felt more devastating because many of the victims is like they don't have much time to think or to react. It's like all they can react is to save themselves, to run away from the incident. And besides that, this is also the very first case in Malaysia, the part-time explosion. So back to, as compared to 2021 flooding, I think flooding is quite common in Malaysia. Everyone may have some sort of mental preparations of what to do if in case of flood comes. But this is
It just happened. Yeah.
just happened.
It
First
just happened.
ever in Malaysia. All they can think is just to run.
So when you realize a lot of people are in shock,
Yeah.
and they didn't realize also what was happening, just make sure that they were safe. That's the only thing that you can see in their faces, is it?
Yes,
Wow.
correct.
Even
So,
as we can see on the news as well, they left everything, all their belongings, especially even like they say cats or dogs or whatever pets, they save themselves.
Yeah.
So when that happened, the shock just came in, and you can realize from the first day already. And how was your reaction towards that? When people are in shock, what do you do?
so when we arrived at the release center, it's actually a few hours after the incident already. So, but we still can see that many families are still in disbelief. They are still in shock. So, like, it's hard for them to process what had just happened. Like, in just a split of a second, they have lost everything, like
Yeah.
their house, all their belongings,
Yeah.
their cars, some even their pets. So it's quite devastating for them. You can see it from their face and from their reaction as well.
Yeah. So next, Honora. All right. So when we realized that they were all in shock, what were the tasks given to you, and how was the task carried out?
So the task given at the relief center, or how we reacted to the incident.
It can be both. Let's talk about the relief center though.
All right, so at the relief center, we actually liaised directly with JKM, and there's a lady in charge who gave us the task. So our task included us distributing and arranging foods and drinks that were received by donors, and we actually had to move and categorize a lot of clothing because we received a lot of things. They received a lot of parcels and boxes from donors, but they were all over the place because it happened so suddenly, and initially there was a lack of manpower, so we helped to fix that, to make it better. And we also joined in the initiative of Ground Zero with Surf Selangor team to clean up and to gotong royong the place. Yeah. So besides that, we also participated in packing and serving for food with MPSJ. We helped with some basic crowd control, some cleaning and some clearing of the mess for the time when when YDPA came to visit. We also helped to clean the area.
Nice.
So make sure
everything is in place and in order.
Well, thank you for doing what you're doing. And for those who are online right now, they're saying congratulations. Like Lafi Ahmad says, congrats Rovers for your participation in this. We also have Mamu Fazil who says, wow, Klana, nice. And we have also saying that Klana won Titiwangsa 1998 Hadir. I'm guessing you are also one of the Rovers as well. Thank you so much. And thank you for two wonderful persons who are currently here in the studios. I hope very much that both of you take care of the animals that somehow affected by the unfortunate event. We care about people, but sometimes overlook our fur babies as well. So thank you for helping out in whatever way you can as well. So these are some of the comments online on our Facebook and on TikTok as well as on our WhatsApp group. So once again, thank you very much. Now, Kunho, what were the main challenges faced throughout this relief mission?
One of the main challenges that we face is that the relief center have received many donations and supplies from the general public, which are very generous. But what we can notice as volunteers while we are going through all the supplies is that we notice that even though there's a lot of supplies, there are certain portions that are good, but there's also some that are not so. So that some are not, for example, some clothes are not wearable anymore, some are not that good. So it took us quite a bit of time and effort and also manpower to actually sort them out. So I felt that this is one of the challenges that we face at the relief center. Besides that, for some of our crew members that was involved in the cleanup of the Ground Zero, the challenges that we faced was also, initially there was a bit of havoc between the volunteers. Like we are not sure how is the situation, whether we can go in or not. So we had to wait for permission from the police, the PDRM, before we are allowed to enter the Ground Zero. So once we enter the ground zero, then another challenges that we face as a crew member is that we may not have that much of an experience
Yeah.
as compared to the other professionals, like for the bomba or the police. So sometimes we may feel that we are unsure of how could we help in terms of inside the ground zero itself.
Yeah.
But I felt that our crew members all managed it very well. They followed the instructions from all the police, the bomba, and they just help whenever and whatever they can.
So in a Rover Scout, how many people were involved? Your Rover Scout.
So a total of 26 members were involved throughout this volunteering effort across a few days.
And what about the shifts? How long were you on ground zero?
So for each shift, it lasts around 6 hours. So after each shift, we'll do some rotation.
Yeah.
So to ensure that each of our crew members are not too overworked and they get the rest that they need as well, so that they can serve in the following day.
Well, thank you for all that explanation. We're going to go for a little short break, but when we come back, we're going to delve deeper into more experiences and all that. But then again, if you want to say hello or probably congratulate our rovers over here or just ask any question, we are live on Facebook at TRAXXfm OFFICIAL, also on our TikTok live. So if you have anything you want to say, show some love, give some gifts, and yeah, we'll get to it in just a bit. For now, Avril Lavigne, keep holding on right here on Tracks. Avril Lavigne, keep holding on. 35 minutes past 11. Good morning, Malaysia. On to here with you till 3 p.m. on Trax Midday Buzz. With the interview feature of the day, currently in this hour, we're talking about Putra Heights volunteers. And today in the studio, we have two volunteers from Ground Zero to talk about the whole situation. So once again, thank you very much for coming to the studio and sharing us your experiences as well. Now, first question, how did the fire victims actually respond to the assistance provided by yourself? Let's start with Koon.
So, based on our observations of those victims involved in this incident, we felt that they are very appreciative in terms of the help that we provide to them. Even though they are still, most of them, they are still in shock, they're still in disbelief, but they are, from what we observe, is that they are very appreciative. They are very open in terms of our assistance as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a hard time for them. So we tried our best to help them whenever we can or whatever we can. So whenever they need help, they can just reach out to us, and that's how we help at the relief center.
Well, thank you very much. Now, to Honora, in your opinion, what is the importance of youth involvement in volunteer activities like this one?
So, because like to us, we believe that youth is the pillar of our future. We always hear that saying. So when the youth they join these activities, they are able to cultivate their personality. They are able to build character, and they are also able to learn values like empathy, because it helps them understand how to help people in need. Mm-hmm. So personally, like because I've been serving in Scouts since I was young, I strongly believe that it has helped me to learn and grow as a person. So I really believe that if the youth, like they actively involve themselves in these activities, will actually create a better generation and better people in general.
So what do you learn out of all of this, Honora? What did you learn and possibly can further share with others as well?
Well, I've learned in this situation.
Yeah.
I've learned that so.
Do you think that patience, you've learned about patience and how to actually console people, and the fact that you had to be there like about 6 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So the
correct.
whole situation is under control, but then again, what's not under your control is the emotions of the people surrounding it, how they dealt with the whole situation, the disaster. So is there anything that you've practically learned from all this situation that happened?
I've actually, I think that for me, the values, or because ever since we were young, we already taught to like menolong orang pada setiap masa, which is like to help people whenever they're in need. So because I've been scouting since young, I always believe that this serving ourselves in these activities helps to build like disciplines and resilience. So because like we are unable to truly compensate them for the emotional loss, we will try our best to provide what we can in this situation. In this situation, we helped out with like even the miscellaneous like tasks, like sorting out things. But it's when you are really involved in these activities that you know even the smallest thing would bring an impact to people's lives. So even the smallest task can help to make their lives easier, and that's what we are going for, to always be in need and be prepared for those who are in need.
Well, thank you once again for coming into the studio. There's 26 of you, right? And are they
Yes.
still there on Ground Zero helping out as well?
So currently, as of today, we are not at Ground Zero at the moment because the situation right now has improved quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the demand for volunteer assistance right now is, we do not need much help at the moment.
Yeah.
But we are expecting that they may need more help later in this week. So we are getting information that one of the relief center is closing today. So the smaller day one, Camellia. And during the weekend, the Masjid Putra Heights will also be closing, and the victims will be moving back to their houses.
Yes.
Those that are not severely affected. So we are expecting that they may need help to clean up the place, or maybe to help the victims to move some of
Right.
their whatever belongings that they have left back
Yes.
to their homes.
And the scouts are ready to serve.
Yes, we are always ready. So we are always on standby, always waiting for instructions from JKM.
Now, Kunho, what is your experience so far? When you arrived there, how did it actually feel? What did you actually learn from all this after how many days of experiencing this situation?
So when I first arrived at the relief center, I felt that it was relatively quite organized in the sense that there was many government agencies involved. They are quite aware of like what they are supposed to do, how they help the victims involved. So yeah, after a few days helping out at the relief center, I feel that it improved a lot as compared to the 2021 flooding incident previously, in the sense that this time there's a lot of youth involved, both also from like volunteers, some are from the government universities, and you can see that there are many modern solutions put in place for this incident, so that it's much more systematic, and everyone knows what they are supposed to do.
And to those listening in right now, thank you for those who are actually helping out in Ground Zero in the Putra Heights disaster. So thank you very much for helping out and doing your very best in contributing to help out the needy. But anyway, before we let you go, our guest here today, what are your hopes and plans of the Rover Scouts to continue helping the community in the future? Let's start with Koon Ho.
For my hopes to Rover Scouts is that, again, to always be prepared to assist the community whenever needed. So it can be both in terms of when there's an incident, then we are always be prepared to help if they need help, or it can be the other way around where we are actively looking for volunteering opportunities. So for example, like our crew member, we are always actively looking for any opportunity that we can help out. For example, like can be school events, can be community events. If they need help, we can offer them help. Besides that, we are also actively involved in other efforts such as blood donation drive. Sometimes we, as Rover, ourselves, we go there as a participant, we donate our blood, and sometimes we even organize our own blood donation drive for our crew member, for other scouts as well. Then in terms of disasters such as this, I felt that my hopes for at least for my crew and also for the others, is that maybe we can set some internal protocols that we can improve in terms of how we respond to these incidents, to be more quickly on site, and how can we help. And hopefully in the near future, we can also do some upskilling among ourselves in terms of disaster management, first aid, and maybe any crowd control measures, basically anything that we can help out in these kind of situations.
And you have all kinds of trainings as well to get your badges as well. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Honora, what about you?
So similarly, especially because we're in the same crew, we always hope that we are there, because like according to our Scout tagline, the WASM tagline, it's called Ready for Life. So we are always there, standing by, and always ready to be there for any situations at all. So I guess in the future, we would hope that we could respond better and work more efficiently, even though like I believe that they have done a very good job, like crew members. So in the future, we hope that we could still use our abilities and do what's within, and maybe we could even upskill ourselves to do what is beyond our current abilities. So that's what we hope we can serve for the community in the future.
Well, thank you very much for that. We have people from our TikTok live saying that we have R3JD says, after this called Pengangkap di Raja. We also have Pengangkap 2002 Hadir. Wow, thank you very much for that. Most of them are Pengangkap as well. So is there any salute for Pengangkap when you see each other? I'm not sure. Is there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, there
yes,
is.
there is.
Okay. Is like, are there any calls that you'd like to say to those other Pengangkaps out there? Because we're not in the studio alone. We have other people here as well. So yeah, to the other crews here in the studio right now, thank you so much for coming in and donating your time and expertise here. Yes, Wave. Yeah, thank you very much. And to those who are listening in, who are also Pengangkap as well, thank you for showing your support, showing your love, sending us roses to our volunteers here in the studio. So that's it from us here today. We have Chai Koon Ho, Rover Scout, Rover Crew C from Petaling Perdana District, and Honora Tegan Ong, Rover Scout, Rover Crew C, Petaling Perdana District, actually involved in Ground Zero from the Putra Heights volunteers there. So thank you so much for joining in, and also for those who are on Facebook, Egbert Yong says, well done, Cheetah Rovers. Is there Cheetah Rovers?
Yes, we're from Cheetah Rovers.
Cheetah Rovers.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to go for a short break right now, and this next song is going out to all those on Ground Zero helping out during the disaster. Here's Sia, Unstoppable, right here on Tracks.